Welcome to Elevate Springfield, where we will dive into strategies and stories that help you rise to your full potential. Each episode, we'll talk about how you can take intentional steps to elevate your life and your business while making a meaningful impact on those around you. Along the way, we're going to bring in the change makers from our community that are already elevating. We'll bring the actionable strategies, you bring the discipline and follow through, and together we can elevate Springfield.
All right, let's go, Springfield. Time to 10X, time to level up. Hey, you are listening to the Elevate Springfield podcast, coming to you from the Big Dog Construction Studio in beautiful downtown Springfield. Robert Farrell here, certified 10X coach, speaker, and mentor, here to bring you actionable strategies. You bring the discipline and follow through, and together we're going to elevate Springfield. Well, hey, you are listening to the Wellness Upgrade on Elevate Springfield, where we're going to bring you specific strategies to help elevate your health and wellness. Hey, if you're not elevating your health and wellness, you're not going to be able to elevate in all other areas. This is the baseline. You know I'm passionate about it, and you know that's why I brought this segment to Elevate Springfield. We want to thank our friends over at Shudokan Karate Club here in Springfield. Sensei Dennis and his team, over 50 years in the Springfield area. Traditional karate, teaching self-discipline, confidence, community. Traditional, powerful, real. That's Shudokan Karate Club here in Springfield. Check them out. ShudokanKarateSpringfield.com. We're going to get right to our guest after the break.
When I first walked into Shudokan Karate Club, I was just looking for a way to get stronger, but what I found was so much more. Here we train in traditional karate, the real stuff, passed down through generations. Every punch, every kata has purpose. I've learned self-discipline, confidence, and how to protect myself. Not just in class, but in real life. It's not about being aggressive, it's about being prepared. This is more than a club, it's a way of life. Join us at Shudokan, traditional, powerful, real. Ki!
Welcome in, everyone, to another segment of the Wellness Upgrade. Hey, a little bit different episode today. We are going to be joined by regular guest Kenny Hyde, but hey, this is a excerpt from the Elevate Springfield Insider that we had yesterday, where he was the guest. Hey, if you haven't heard of Elevate Springfield Insider yet, we meet twice a month on the second and fourth Thursday at 11 o'clock via Zoom. This is your opportunity to go a little deeper with the podcast guests and learn from these experts in their field. Kenny Hyde, as you know, is your wellness guide, and he gave a great presentation on all things health and wellness. The segment we're going to hear today, the little snippet from that insider session, he's talking about whole foods. So hope you enjoy. One thing to note, sound quality probably not quite as good as you normally hear on the Elevate Springfield podcast due to this being via Zoom. Just giving you a heads up on that. But you want any more information on anything that he's talking about, hey, just give him a shout. Check him out on social. Highly recommended here on Elevate Springfield. So let's get right to Kenny.
It's my mission to just do some reframing. I think a lot of things that we learn about nutrition and health, we learn for free on the internet. And I make this my life's mission. I study every day. And I've been a coach now for going on 8 years. Learned a lot. So I just wanted to share a little bit about me, so you guys know the experience that I've been through. When I was 18, I'm 35 now. When I was 18, I had high blood pressure, elevated cholesterol, obesity, and asthma, really bad. At 2015, I lost my father to a massive heart attack. So I kind of had that health rug pulled out from under me at a young age. And, you know, you see all your friends looking like Greek statues going, why can't I do that? You know, and so getting the right advice, having good coaches. I mean, my mom didn't know any better. You know, I'm eating Mickey D's for lunch every day. And it was when I started to commit to learning about nutrition and through sports, gaining a passion for working out and exercise. I was one of those that had to do more cardiovascular work, and just learning things about nutrition and being willing to change allowed me to get off a lot of medications. I no longer struggle with those conditions anymore because I controlled my environment. And I believe environment is more important than heredity. So if we change our environment, we can alter our genes. And that's not something I think that's very common in our culture today. So I'm here to inspire you guys that little things make big things. And I wanted to really kind of spearhead this talking about our nutrition first. So I believe that one of the secrets to changing health outcomes is whole foods. Okay. So I have something prepared to share with you guys. Okay. So this one right here, the secret, we've got two stomachs. Okay. And the first stomach, this is going to be our processed food stomach. We see these little stretch receptors. Okay. These little veiny structures in our stomach. These send a signal to our brain that we're getting satiated or full. And that signal takes about 15 minutes to fully send. So I know a lot of you probably eat really fast when you got to hit that button on your pants. We've all probably been there. So yeah, what this illustrates is why whole foods is the secret. I'm kind of jumping ahead. I do like to define whole foods, but you can see here, we got a 500 calorie piece of pizza in the stomach. Okay. And then over on this whole food stomach, we've got like say chicken, rice, and some veggies. And we can see that that takes up a lot more space in the stomach. So it's what that means is it's less calorie dense, but it's more nutrient dense. So if we do the math on that, to get the same fullness feeling that we get over here, we probably have to eat 3 of those slices of pizza to get the same amount of satiation. So that in of itself, what I'm wanting you guys to take from this is simply by committing to a more whole food diet, less processed food, we're automatically dropping our calories. So you probably know a lot of people who obsess over counting and tracking their calories, who want to lose weight. If you don't learn some things about nutrition and understand the power of whole foods, you're forever going to be a slave to that counting and that tracking. So what I encourage my clients to do is to eat more whole foods during the work week. So it's kind of a challenge, you know, so Monday through Friday, we stick to as clean eating as we can. So if you think about that, when you're on the clock, you're getting paid to shed off unwanted pounds. And then on our off time, if we hit our targets, then we get to have what we call, a lot of people call them cheat meals, right? I think that's a built-in hypnotic trigger that signals to our subconscious that we're doing something bad or wrong. Okay. So what I like to do is call them 20%, because we basically, what we want to do is put the processed food in a smaller window. And that's what's going to create better health outcomes, better lean body composition, more muscle tissue, right? Because again, we've got higher nutrient density, lower calorie. And that's what whole foods, that's the magic of whole foods. Okay. So backing up a little bit, whole foods, what I like to say is foods that are their own ingredient, right? So when we flip a package around, if it's hash browns, it should say potatoes, right? If it's got a bunch of extra stuff in there that we can't understand, it's probably not a whole food. This is the secret, guys, right here. It says the secret. So I like to kind of turn it now to talking about nutritional truth. This is the not so fun stuff to hear, but remember, I don't believe in cut. I don't believe in quit, restrict, limit, portion, count, can't, cheat. All those words help form an industry that has a 98% failure statistic. So if you ever catch anybody around you saying, oh man, I got to cut that, I got to cut this out, what that does psychologically is breeds victim mentality, victimhood, right? Like I can't. And I don't think that word's very inspiring. My philosophy is earn your vice. If your vice is soda, if it's beer, if it's whatever, like we don't need to cut that. We just need to put it in a smaller window. You see what I'm saying? So making it to where during kind of Monday through Friday, we can do some kind of a prep. We're going to talk about prep. But before we do, let's get into nutritional truth. So how many hands here know that we should probably avoid refined sugar in our diet to the best of our ability. How many people here know that? Raise your hand. Yeah. Okay. So it's not very common to hear at the dinner table, please pass the sugar, right? Nobody does that. But it is common. Now, sugar, carbs is a macronutrient, and it's not necessary for the body, like it's not essential. But if you're doing any physical work, it does become essential when you're doing real physical work. Okay. So it's not essential, but it becomes essential when we're doing something athletic. Now, fats, let's talk about fats. It is common to hear, please pass the butter, please pass the oil. You feeling me? So we're going to talk about oils. What is the whole food source of olive oil? They extract the oils out of the olive, right? So I'm here to tell you a lot of whole food recipes calls for oil, and oil is not a whole food. And if you think about it, we could have 200 calories living in that little spoon that really doesn't do anything to satiate us. Yeah, it might make the food taste better, right? But it's taking up a little bit of space and it's delivering a tremendous. So when you think about processed fats, think about an atom bomb of calories. If that's 200 calories and you're getting that in every meal, it's pretty easy to make 600 extra calories in your day. So for all you business owners out there, I'm a big fan of only practices that only you do, right? That's what separates you from your competition. And with your nutrition, I'm saying this to inspire you guys. This is a razor's edge principle. People who understand that oils aren't a whole food tend to be leaner, healthier, okay? Because it at certain amounts, it can become very inflammatory. So I'm not trying to scare anybody from oils, but during the week, when it comes to oils, you want to select oils that are higher heat tolerance. So things like avocado oil and coconut oil are high heat stable oils, meaning they don't release free radicals when we sear them. And then on top of that, just enough to keep things from sticking. We're actually not going to be adding any processed fats into our diet. That would be ideal. And you'll be amazed at how much faster you guys shred up and get lean. So that's on the processed fats. So when it comes to oils, guys, just enough to keep things from sticking during the week. Okay, that would be great. And then we've got the protein. Okay, let's talk about protein. So basically, to save time with protein, we want fresh or frozen. Fresh or frozen. Anything that's been pre-processed typically has a lot of sodium content in it. We don't know how much salt has been added. Deli meats of every kind or processed proteins. This is where it gets a little ugly. Okay. But I think you guys need to hear this stuff. Okay. That big ball of flesh has to be preserved and they shave pieces off of it. So instead, go for lean protein sources during the week. So chicken breasts, fish. Fish also has a healthy fat component to it, right? That's essential to our body. So salmon, tuna fillets. Aldi, I'm a huge fan of Aldi. They have these wild caught ahi tuna fillets that are just fantastic. They go really good in an air fryer. So the secret is with the protein sources is getting your sources fresh or frozen. Okay. Deli meats. And that also includes like fattier meats. So like sausage and bacon are typically processed proteins. Now everybody's going to start dropping. We're going to start losing people here. So again, it's not cut, it's not quit, it's understand this is the truth. Okay. Now, if you're getting your bacon from the direct source, that's going to be better. But just pay attention, it's usually fattier. Okay. And fat is the highest calorie nutrient we can put in our body. Okay. So again, if we're wanting to lean out, it's really easy to not hit your weight loss goals or your body fat goals consuming an exorbitant amount of fat. All right. So that's why just going from 80 something beef to like in the 90s makes a huge difference in a physique over a week. Just 1 week, guys. Just going into leaner meats. Okay. So I think that's critical to understand. So again, and then like beef, like if we're doing steaks, during the week, you want to do something more like top sirloin, leaner meats that you don't see a lot of marbling in. I always say ribeye is more of like a weekend cut. Okay. So if you guys want to trim down try to have like a 1 to 2 pound weight loss target. Pick a day, Friday, where that's when you check in and you want to be 1 to 2 pounds down each week. If you have a goal to trim down, that would be a good suggestion. And all these little details are going to matter. If you can start eating leaner protein sources, that's tied to fat. And fat, again, is the highest caloric food we can put in our body. Okay. So lean meats, air fryers, tools, crock pots make prep really, really convenient. We want to make the healthier foods more convenient. So actually setting aside some time on a weekend to do a prep for your week to at least get some lunches done would be ideal. We're going to go into some of that stuff. Okay. So there's a natural wisdom to whole foods. If you just eat more real food, again, you're dropping your calories, you're raising your nutrient density.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that snippet from the Elevate Springfield Insider. Hey, if that's something you want to join, just head on over to bigdogbc.com/elevate. The link is also in the show notes. We would love to have you the second and fourth Thursday of every month at 11 o'clock via Zoom. Learn from the experts. Get your questions answered from the podcast guests. Hey, we'll see you tomorrow on Separation Saturdays.
Hey, Springfield, when it comes to reliable, high-quality roofing, you don't want to leave things to chance. That's why you should reach out to Acosta Angeli Roofing, your local roofing expert, serving Springfield and surrounding communities. From quick, dependable repairs to full replacement, from residential to commercial, they are your trusted pros. Call them today at 217-993-2748 or visit their website to book your free quote and inspection. Don't wait. A little leak now could lead to major damage later. Trust the local experts, protect your home, and get peace of mind with Acosta Angeli Roofing. Well, thank you for joining us today, everybody. Appreciate you making us a part of your day. Hope you're enjoying these quick hits of actionable strategies here on the Wellness Upgrade on Elevate Springfield. Thank you again to Shudokan Karate Club. Hey, take what you learned today. You bring the discipline and follow through, and together, that's right, y'all, we're going to elevate Springfield. Be great.
Looking for expert tree care with hometown integrity? Look no further than Sangamon Tree Service. They're your trusted local pros, delivering quality workmanship, exceptional customer service, and fair, honest pricing every time. Whether it's trimming, removal, or storm cleanup, their team brings professionalism and care to every job, big or small. Call the name your neighbors trust, Sangamon Tree Service, or visit them today at SangamonTreeService.com. Sangamon Tree Service, rooted in quality, built on trust.